Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Let's talk about the best business loans for poor credit, okay? And the reason we're talking about people with poor credit, because you may have revenue in your business, but you never taken care of the poor credit. Because let me share a story with you. So I have these clients, all right? And they're in the oil industry. So what happened was they was with a community bank, okay? And they was making their deposits all the time, doing all their business transactions with this community bank. And they did over $1 million with this community bank. Now, mind you, I always tell you that community banks do not report your business transactions to the business credit bureaus. What ended up happening? One of their trucks ended up breaking down. Okay, when their truck broke down, they went to the community bank and tried to get a loan just for $10,000. And the community bank said, now they done did over $1 million in transaction with that community bank. Okay, then they realized the structure they was in also hindered them. Plus, in terms of their payment transaction never went over to help them build up their business credit. All right, now the thing about it in terms of looking at the options, what were their options in terms, because they was profiting in the business, but they never took care of their personal credit, right? So these are the options for you if you have revenue in your business, but you have bad credit, okay? Now, here's the thing about it. First, let's look at PayPal. PayPal Business Loan Builder, okay? So with the PayPal Business Loan Builder, you don't have to be in a relationship with PayPal in order to do this. All they need is a 580 credit score. Annual revenue has to be at least about $33,000 annually. Okay, so with these type of loans, you have to pay it back within 15 to 52 weeks. Okay, but it's poor credit. They're working with lenders that have revenue, and it's poor credit. They're one of the, I would say they are one of the best, and I'll tell you why. PayPal, and we'll talk about the other lenders, but with PayPal, and the reason I tell you guys to do transactions with PayPal if you can, because the more transactions you do with PayPal, again, even if you're not associated with PayPal, those transactions that you're actually doing through PayPal, you can take those documents and you can go with other lenders to get funding, even if you have poor credit, okay? So that's the reason I tell you, if you can, set up your transactions or invoices through PayPal, and then when you transfer the money over to your regular bank account. Now let me help you understand. It's okay to have a community bank, and it's okay to have a credit union like Navy Federal for your business banking, but you also need one of the major banking systems. All right, we call them gatekeepers. So Chase Business Bank Account. The reason is because it reports to Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, excuse me, not TransUnion. It reports to Small Business Financial Exchange, and it's shared with Dun & Bradstreet, which Dun & Bradstreet partnered up with TransUnion, okay, to try to have some type of credibility. But that being said, the next lender we're talking about is Lendio. Now with Lendio, it is a lending platform, okay? And the minimum credit score is at least a 560. Okay, so that means basically you have poor credit. All right, now your average annual revenue is at least $50,000. All right, and this is for a business line of credit. Now their loans go from $1,000 up to $500,000, and they have interest rates anywhere from 8% up to 24%. Okay, now your next one is Rapid Finance. Now with Rapid Finance, they are a platform that offers loans for merchant cash advance, business loans, business lines of credit. So they offer different types of business financing for poor credit. And their loans go all the way up to $1 million, at least a 500 credit score. Now, when dealing with them, they want to see at least 3 months of bank statements, all right? I would tell you something that I found out about Rapid Finance. If you trying to get funding, I would tell you, if you don't need at least $150,000, then don't put it on the application. The lower the amount, the less paperwork you would need to provide, okay? Because they are going to ask you for proof of income. All right, so that's with Rapid Finance. So just be careful if you're going for a loan. Make sure you don't put on that paperwork over $150,000, because then that's going to take the process longer, and they're going to want to ask more and more questions. They'll really start digging for information that you may not have. All right, so that's the reason I'm telling you that. Now, something came up that I want you all to understand, because some of you guys said, well, I got a business but I don't have pay stubs. Well, I made a video about ADP, how ADP will help you make pay stubs with using your credit card, okay? And so I'll post that link in the description or whatever, but you can use ADP to actually take money from your credit card to actually pay yourself and to create pay stubs, all right? For some of you all that don't have bank statements. Now, the next one is Prosperous. Prosperous, they loan up to $50,000. Now, they're out of Michigan, but they are a CDFI, Community Development Financial Institute. But they're focused more on the Michigan area. It's like a non-profit organization that work with people with poor credit. All right, now there's another CDFI on the list, which is Mountain Works. Now with Mountain Works, they give loans up to $20,000. Now they don't trip off of the credit, okay? So if you don't have credit, they're still willing to work with you, but they're in North Carolina, okay? So that some of you all know. DreamSpring, and I like DreamSpring, although they're not in all 50 states. They said a minimum credit score is at least a 600. All right, now how do you get around that? Well, here's what you do. How to get around. If you have a family member or a brother or spouse or something like that that you trust that enjoys doing business with you, you can add them onto the company if they have at least a 600 credit score, and then allow them to apply for a loan for DreamSpring if your credit score is too low. So that's just a quick hack for you. But with DreamSpring, they also funded a funding circle. Now, it's no income proof. They do a hard pull on your TransUnion, but you can do a pre-qual to tell you how much you actually apply for. Then when you actually apply, they will do a hard pull on your credit file. One of the other things that I mentioned that maybe some of you all didn't catch is that your community development financial institutes, okay, they're all around the country and stuff like that, and these are people lending organizations, non-profit lending organizations that get money from the federal government and stuff, that work with people with poor credit to help them get business funding. Now, one other one is SBA Express. Now with the SBA Express, granted depending on the lending institution, but if you have a business that's generating revenue but you don't have a high enough credit score, they may be able to help you as well. All right, now if you have any other questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, click the link in the description, schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.